Good morning. Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. I hope everyone had a fabulous 4th of July. I had a fabulous holiday. I want to say my holiday really started on Friday. Had a party Friday, had a party Saturday, watched my son get baptized on Sunday. Everything was absolutely beautiful. But that's not why I'm here today. I'm here today to share some testimonials, and I got permission to tell this story. I have a client by the name of Miss Mary, and she brought some real truth to reality with me. And I was like, you know what? This is a story to share because not many people really realize what we're about to speak on. They don't really think about it. So Miss Mary came in. She was like, Miss Lawson, I've been following you for a long time. I wish you would get back online and do your motivationals like you used to. And I explained to her, life has happened. My confidence wasn't there. I'm still in the field serving people and helping customers, but as far as like video recording, I was like, I slacked off a lot, and I, kind of went in to let her know, like, hey, this is what I have been experiencing, which, in turmoil, kind of pushed me away back from the recording. But God is still good. I'm still here, and I'm so grateful. And y'all, oh my gosh, I'm gonna share this with y'all, and I want to cry because yesterday was so frustrating. After church, went to see my son get baptized. I went to the ATM to make a cash deposit, and I was like, I only used one of my banks just to pay really bills, and never in my life have I ever had an issue with making a cash deposit to an ATM. So when I made the cash deposit, the ATM just like, hey, we're having technical difficulty. So I'm like, okay, that's all right. You can have technical difficulty, but you just make sure you put my money in my account. That didn't happen. So what ended up happening, the ATM took my money. They did say they had technical difficulties. I did get a receipt saying that they cannot return the deposit. And then for a while, it kept my card. And then eventually gave me my card back. So I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? I'm just trying to pay bills. Are you serious? But nevertheless, instead of me crying and getting highly upset, I'm like, okay, this is a machine. This is a machine. I can't fight it. I can't damage it because they'll throw me in jail. Can't do that. So called the 1-800 number. Of course, no one's working. It's the weekend and it's a holiday. Left a message for them to call me back. Cause come on, I'm just trying to pay bills, whatever. So they did call me back first thing this morning, and I brought proof of everything. Where I withdrew the money, when I deposited, timestamps, all of that, and the receipt that the machine gave me. And I said, I have to thank God for looking out for me. And even though I did not have that particular amount to pay the bill, I was able to move some things around to still get it accomplished by the 5th. Y'all know we late bloomers and stuff like that. But I still have to praise God that when I walked into the bank, when I was talking to the representative, they was fully understanding. They didn't give me no hard time. They was very prompt, like, oh no, Miss Lawson, we're gonna take care of this. And thank you, Colony Bank, for being super friendly, super understanding, and they, explained to me the process and stuff and gave me my money back so I could take care of what needs to be taken care of. But in that moment, as a single parent, I got really emotional because I'm like, I work hard for every coin that I got. So I'm just like, oh my God, like, this can't be happening. But it did happen. But I say that to say some things that we go through are tests of our faith. Is you going to trust God that everything's going to be all right? Or are you going to get mad and still can't get nothing resolved? So praise God for that. But back to Miss Mary. Miss Mary explained to me that she is the older sibling out of her family, out of her immediate family. And she said, Miss Lawson, sometimes as the oldest sibling, you are the closest thing to a parent that your other siblings have. And I was like, yeah, you're absolutely right about that. I have siblings. I have 3 younger siblings we're about 14, 15 years apart. So I was like, I totally get that. When they were born, I was so happy to be a big sister. Wiping them, changed the diapers, feeding them, all of that. I felt like, those are my kids. So I was like, I get what you're saying. So furthermore, she said, yes. And that being said, when you know your family and you know your siblings, sometimes you have to step up and be the bigger person. I said, yes, ma'am. And she was like, well, I have a brother. And to make things, not trying to badmouth him, but he's that type of person who's not thinking about long term. He's the type of person that likes to live in the moment. He's the kind of person that don't think about the what ifs and what if I get sick, what if I get down. So she was like, he's not married, he doesn't have any children. He lives the life, he lives in the moment. So what I would like to do with, if I can, she said, I'm here to talk to you. If I can do it, I want to put a life insurance policy on my brother. Because of what I don't want is for him to leave this earth and then we have to have fish fries and GoFundMe's, all that other stuff you said that most people do. She said that is embarrassing for us to have to do that. She's like, I'm not a prideful woman, but no one has to go through that because everyone typically doesn't support, and I can't depend on that. And I said, you're absolutely right. We cannot depend on GoFundMe. We cannot depend on fish fries. We can't depend on, family stepping up. And I explained to her, I witnessed that more times than what most people would think. When a loved one dies, you got all these people that have opinions. You got all these people that say, oh, I love this person. They did such and such. They have all the good praises about the loved one that passed away. But when it comes down to contributing to the funeral or anything with their passing, nothing. And I told her, very real, I was like, yeah, that happened with me too. It really did. That happened with me too with two of my loved ones. I'm like, everybody got something to say, but you're not contributing. You're not doing anything. But yet you want to have this extravagant funeral. You want to make demands. You want to make requests, but you're not contributing. So she, we agreed on that point. And she was like, yes, so I want to have a policy out on him. I said, well, you definitely could get a policy for your brother. And she said that she will pay for it. But this is what I need for you to do to be in compliance. I need you to bring your brother here with me. So one, we know that he's aware that there's a policy out for him and he agrees that it's okay for you to do so. She said, oh, that's not going to be no problem because he know, I'm going to look out for him. I said, cool. Miss Mary and her brother came back. Everything was smooth and we, talked, had an understanding of why this is being in place. But I share this because a lot of us, and I say every family got this one or two person that, and it's nothing wrong because I have uncles that wasn't the disciplinary type of uncle. They was the fun uncle. They was the one that I could go to or hide from getting in trouble by grandma or my mom, or you got that one person, but who's going to look after them? And I commend Miss Mary because she did not have to reach out to me. She did not have to share that reality, but it is a reality. And I think everybody should be aware. Hey, yes, you can get policy out on your loved ones with their consent, just to make sure everything is taken care of. That is something that we have to consider. If you have the means to make sure you can add on that bill, and really it's not life insurance is not as expensive. We spend more money, and most of us got multiple subscriptions on television. We spend more money on our subscriptions, our shopping habits that we may need to get rid of than what we would pay on a policy, just to make sure that your loved one's taken care of, or you leave an inheritance for your heirs, your children. And that's also a great way to build generational wealth. You could get a whole life policy for your child that will build cash value over time. And if they become of age, possibly they could borrow off that policy, to either go to college or take care of a medical emergency, something like that. Or you can, take the policy and use the funds for something else. It depends on where you go and how the policy is written and what you can and can't do. There's so much you can do, and it's a guaranteed, I would say it's a guaranteed saving, because we're all going to leave here one day. But the question is, are you going to be prepared when that happens? So I love listening to my elders. I love the wisdom. I love the knowledge that they share, because it's real. It's really real. And I reached out to all my family and let them know, hey, make sure you have your wills. Make sure you have coverage. I don't want to have to experience this a situation again with nobody. I don't. Because soon as something happens, everybody looking towards me. Everybody, hey, what can we do? What are our options? I'm telling you right now, let's get this in order. Let's get this in place. I will tell you everything you need to know, how to get your will established, how to file it in the court system, whatever. I will help you do that. That's what I'm here for. Because at the end of the day, I've witnessed so many families when it comes to death. People are their worst when someone dies. People change. You think you know somebody, but wait till your loved one pass away. I kid you not, it never fails. Families are becoming broken, because if we are proactive while we have breath in our chest and make our demands, I don't care if you did a video recording with your will, do it. They have no other reason but to respect your wishes. Do it. Make sure it happens. Hold on, y'all. I'm losing a little light. Make sure it happens. It's important. So, Miss Mary, thank you for trusting me. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for allowing me to share this story and this testimony to help the next person. Everybody, happy Monday. It's going to be a great day. God is always good, and I will talk to you soon.